Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen. The insane Daryl Wayne is in studio. And, of course, we have our co-host for the week, Nick Newmont.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Nick. We go to upstate New York right now to join Robert Clancy, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul, a regular contributor to Late Night Health, and our good buddy. Actually, you know, Robert, you've become a mentor. I think...
Well, it's good to know.
It is. You are our mentor. Today we're going to talk about leaving your past behind. Tell us about that.
All right. Well, my inspirational thought is where you came from is not as important as where you're heading. A mighty tree always knows its roots, but the highest branches reaching for the light are always holding the best fruit. And I found so many people out there that are plagued by their past or their past mistakes or just where they came from, and it holds them back. And where you're heading, and if you keep your eyes on that, is more important than anything else. And it's where the best lies ahead in your goals and setting those things.
I agree with you. I know people who say, you know, well, it's an old joke, you know, psychiatrist or psychologist, you know, the reason you're the way you are is because of your mother or your father, right?
Right.
And just, hey, your parents did the best they could. You got a good one, you got a sucky one. Now move on. Am I right? Or am I being too hard? Robert?
Yeah, well, I think that, you know, one of the things that are there is people that bring this back up every time. You know, as they're moving forward in whatever their goal is, they refer back to, well, where I came from was this, and, you know, almost as if it's an excuse not to move forward. And who your parents are, you can't choose them. As you said, you're stuck with that. But how you move forward with that. I mean, I've had people that I know that have been abused by their dad, you know, and how that affects moving forward. And I can only imagine how something like that or that traumatic in your life can prevent you from moving forward. But if you let go of that and realize that, yeah, that's part of you, you have to acknowledge it. But then again, moving where you're heading is more important, and who you really are, and discovering that is probably the key thing to the success that they'll experience.
Is holding on to that, excuse me, holding on to your past is something that, even if it's traumatic, like being abused, you know, either sexually or maybe emotionally or physically by being, you know, beaten with a belt, it can't be easy to let that go.
Yeah, I'm not actually saying, you know, you let it go. You just don't let it affect you from moving forward, because you're always going to have that as part of you. I don't think there's any way to really let that completely go. And I've met people that, you know, it's part of them. It's part of their DNA. But moving forward in taking that and using it to propel yourself forward, because you're bigger than that. You're always greater than that. And I call it the black box that sits inside you. And how you address that black box, it's okay to have those wounds open and part of you, but it shouldn't hold you back from moving forward, because it's always there to, I think you can turn it into a motivational thing to get you to where you need to go.
Robert, I refer to, when I work with my people, as getting stuck in what I call the victimization loop. And it's an excuse for not attaining, and it will recur. How do you help people move through the past, the victimization loop?
I think, you know, one of the things I found is finding somebody that you can really trust, and you need to openly speak about these things, because I think a lot of people hold it in and repress it, and that's why it's this black box inside you, and they don't even know. And then you use something else to mask it. Maybe you're super outgoing and no one would ever know that about you.
Sure.
So those are parts that I think can really help.
And Robert must have hundreds of people talking to him and saying, Robert, can you talk to me and help me through this? Am I right? You get a lot of
yes.
you get a lot of people doing that, but that's what you're.
I have a lot of coffee out there.
Yes, you do, and you help an awful lot of people. Robert Clancy, regular contributor to Late Night Health and the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul. All right, Robert, thank you. We'll see you next week. Nick Newman in studio. The insane Daryl Wayne is with us, of course, each and every week, keeping us on time, on track, and making sure that we sound as good as we do.
And under budget.
And you take a little budget and really stretch it out. All right, join us at latenighthealth.com. We'll be back.
The show continues in a moment.